All right. Hey guys, so this is a video to help you with the Wednesday, Thursday Desmos. We're wrapping up proportions and all that good stuff. Percents are part of it because percents are just a proportion of a number. So go ahead and click on that Desmos link. And then you'll notice that there are 5 questions. You get 1 point for showing your work. You don't have to use the table method. You can use any way you want. You can use a calculator. Just show me what you're typing in your calculator. So are you multiplying, adding, subtracting, or dividing? So showing your work is 1 point, and then having the correct answer with the green check mark is the other point. So this assignment is 10 points in total, 2 points for each problem. Number 6 is just how are you feeling? So 1 through 5, 1 point for showing your work, 1 point for the correct answer. So if you only put the answers in each box, you'll only get 5 out of 10, which is an F. So you need to show your work or show me what you're putting in the calculator. So the first one says Adriana uses 1 1/5 cups of pretzels for every half cup of raisins when making a snack mix. How many cups of pretzels does she need for 1 cup of raisins? So think of this as like a recipe. If you're stuck, you can do a table with pretzels and raisins. And so I would write the amount of pretzels I start with, 1 1/5, and I would write the amount of raisins I start with, 1/2. It says for every, which tells you that they're together in the same line. And then you're trying to figure out how to get what do you have to do to the recipe to get 1 cup of raisins? So the 1 cup of raisins I would put on the raisin side, and you're trying to figure out the pretzels. So 1 1/5 is what they started with for pretzels, and raisins they started with the 1/2. All right, so I'm gonna let you finish this. Try something out, try it with the self-check. I don't care if you write it as a decimal, an improper fraction, or a mixed number. Any of those ways will mark it correct. So whatever I do to one side, do to the other. So try something out. Number 2, it says, show your work, or if you use a calculator, tell me what you do. 3 bags of flour and 2 bags of sugar weigh 30 pounds. 4 bags of flour weighs 30 pounds. All the bags of flour weigh the same, and all the bags of sugar weigh the same. What is the ratio of the weight of bags of flour to bags of sugar? So what is the ratio of weight? So how many bags of flour is the same as bags of sugar? So what I would do is draw a picture. 3 bags of flour. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to put an F for flour. All right. And 2 bags of sugar. So I'm going to also draw 2 bags of sugar. Let's do circles just because. And I'm labeling them so I don't forget. And then separately, that weighs 30 pounds. Here, let me put, this weighs 30 pounds. And then it says 4 bags of flour weighs 30 pounds. So I'm going to draw 4 bags of flours. All right. And it says that also weighs 30 pounds. So I'm going to put 30 over here. And so what do I notice? Well, I notice that this group of flour and sugar and this group of flour equals the same. So that tells me that these are the same. And I also know that all the flour bags weigh the same. So think of at a store, all these bags of flours weigh the same. So what I could do is if I take 1 flour off the scale and I take a flour off the other side, it should still weigh the same because these flours weigh the same. And so if I keep doing that, I take this flour off the scale, I take this flour off the scale, it should still weigh the same. If I take this flour off the scale and I take this flour off the scale, it should still weigh the same. So now I'm left with just sugar and flour. So it's asking what the ratio of flour to sugar is. So go ahead and check out my picture. And I want flour to sugar. So I want the number of flour first and then sugar. And then I'm going to ask you to explain your thinking. So tell me why you picked the one you did, because like these two are exactly the same, but flipped. So why does it, which one is the correct one and why? What is it asking for? Is it asking for sugar to flour or flour to sugar? All right. Number 3, it says Katie buys a necklace for $14.50 plus 6% tax. Sherry buys a bracelet for $10 plus 6% tax. How much did they pay together? I'm going to show you 2 ways. So what I could do is find Katie's tax first. So let's say this is Katie. And then this could be Sherry. I don't know how much the 6% tax is in money, so that's what I need to find. So I could do money and percents. And Katie starts with $14.50. And so that's her original amount. So I always start with 100%. And I'm trying to find 6% tax. So I'm trying to find the 6% tax. I don't know 100 divided by what is 6%, so I could find 1% first. I can find 1% first. So 100 divided by what is 1? Do the same thing to this number. So if I cut 100% into 100 pieces, I need to cut $14.50 into 100 pieces. So you'll use your calculator. And then once I have 1%, I know I need 6 of them. So I'm going to need 6 of this number. And then for Sherry, I could do the same thing. I could do money and percents, and she starts with a $10 bracelet and then plus 6% tax. So I always start, since $10 was the original price, that's the 100%. So don't put 6% here. I start at 100%. I'm trying to find how much money 6% is. And I could actually do the same thing. So I could find 1% first, and then I just need 6 of them. So 100 divided by 100, and so 10 divided by 100, and then I need 6 of them. So I could add this 6 times, or I can times it by 6. It's just faster to multiply. All right, so that's one way, and then I need to find my total. So I need the necklace plus the tax. I need the bracelet plus the tax. So I have to add all 4 of those numbers up. I also wanted to show you guys that you could have also done money and percents. And if you think of like a receipt, when you go to the store, they don't show you on the receipt the tax for each item. They usually find the tax at the end. So what I could do is add these up and start with $24.50. That's my total before tax. That's my total before tax. So that's my 100%. And then I could find the 6% tax. So I did not add the 6% together, because just like your receipt, so sometimes when you go to the store, check it out, it just finds 6% of the total. So I could add it to find the subtotal and then find 6%. So just another way that I could have done it. And feel free to pause this video at any time. And then again, I have 100%, I need to find 6. That doesn't go perfectly, so I'm going to find 1% first. So 100 cut into 100 pieces. So I need to cut this into 100 pieces. And then whatever I get, I need 6 of them. So I need to times it by 6. And then to find your total, you'll add the total before tax, and then you'll add the tax. So again, I'm not going to finish this. Feel free to rewatch it and listen to what I'm saying. I want you to try it out on your own. And you have a calculator right here. I definitely want you to get comfortable using it. and type your answer here. Type what you think it is, and you might be right. So you never know, you might be right. So try it out. So I showed you 2 ways. I showed you could do them separately or together. You'll get the same answer either way. So feel free to pause. You could also do, you can also use a calculator and not use a table. It's really your choice. All right, number 4, find the constant of proportionality, K, and enter an equation in the form of y equals kx. So you're entering an equation that looks like this, but see if I put this in here, I get it wrong. But I need to plug in the K. I need to find it. So looking at this table, if you remember, the K is the constant of proportionality is the constant multiplier. So remember I'm going left to right. What do I multiply by? So this side times what is the right side. So you're looking for what is K. So just like you're reading, the left side times what is the right side. And if you don't know what you're multiplying by, you can go backwards and divide. So if you don't know what you're multiplying by, left to right, you can go backwards and divide because multiplication and division undo each other. All right, so you can find K by doing y divided by x. All right, so once you find that number, you'll enter it into an equation. The self-check does work. Do not capitalize the letters and don't put a space. All right, so feel free to pause. And then the last question says, David has a 24-ounce sports drink. He drinks 18 ounces. What percentage of ounces does he have left? Couple different ways to do this, but if you are stuck, I would do a table and it's percentages and ounces. All right, so percents and ounces. I would encourage you to pause and try to do this first and then check it on the video, but I'm going to first put, he starts with a drink that is 24 ounces. So he starts with 24. And then what percent do I start with? 100. And I'm trying to find the percent of what he has left. So you're trying to find what percent of his sports drink does he have left. So you need to find the remaining ounces. He drank 18. So how many ounces does he have left? Put that number here. So he had 24, he drank 18. So how many ounces does he have left? And then you can do it any way you want, but this number should fit perfectly in here. So there should actually be a perfect number that you can divide by. So I'm gonna let you finish that one. I don't wanna take your learning away, so try it out. Whatever you get for the percent, you're gonna put it here, and the self-check does work. All right, so that should help you out. You gotta put the remaining ounces here. And then the very last question says, drag the point to how well you understood the math today and how you feel about learning math today. So thumbs up, thumbs down. And then any questions you have left. So this was a wrap up of proportions and balancing and percents. Is there any questions you have left? If not, you don't have to fill this in, but do change these dots to how well you understood and how you're feeling about math. And then when you're done, don't forget to turn it in on Google Classroom, mark it as done, and have a great rest of your day.